There is nothing more joyful than having a baby. But when a woman discovers she's pregnant, after that initial feeling of elation, she may also feel fear and dread of going through labor. It can be a painful, traumatic process. But one woman in Sudbury, Massachusetts may be the first in New England to make the ancient Oriental art of healing help those women in this country have a mild, safe labor without drugs.
What did you do in the music box?
Nancy Longo is the proud mother of 2 beautiful daughters, and she's expecting her 3rd child.
When I got pregnant, my first emotion was joy when I found out that I was pregnant. And then in the back of my mind, and in the back of many women's minds, probably every woman's mind, is, ooh, the labor, the labor.
Like many expectant mothers, she's afraid of the ordeal of giving birth because of her experience with her first 2 children.
My first labor was about 19 hours. My second labor was over 8 hours. I couldn't believe that the human body could possibly experience such pain and make it through it. And somehow I did. I don't know how. Okay, my turn.
Nancy's fear of labor is increased because of back problems that developed after the birth of her 2nd child. This means she won't be able to use any of the traditional forms of anesthesia to deaden the pain from her lower back downward. To make matters worse, her doctor doesn't want to use a general anesthetic because it may harm the baby. Ordinarily, this would mean delivering without any medication to relieve the intense pain of childbirth. But there is hope.
How does that feel, Karen?
Just fine.
Do you feel any pain?
No.
Dr. Stuart Zoll is an acupuncturist who treats patients for anything from migraine headaches to smoking. And he's going to use this ancient Oriental art of healing to make Nancy's childbirth easier.
So even if she's in labor for 10 hours, she shouldn't feel any discomfort. She should be pretty relaxed.
A few days before the baby is due, Nancy and her husband Tony make their last visit to the obstetrician.
Nancy, how are you feeling today?
I think I might be in early labor.
Why do you think that?
Dr. Richard McDowell will deliver the baby, but Dr. Zoll is there to explain the acupuncture procedures he'll use.
I'm going to insert needles on your hand here and on a point on your leg. I may use a few other points. I'm going to use points on your ear. I'm going to put electrical stimulation on the points on your ear and on the points on your hand and the medial side of your leg.
Dr. McDowell checks the baby's position and heartbeat.
The fetal heart rate's in the left lower quadrant, a rate of 140. Baby sounds excellent.
And it seems the baby has decided to make its appearance today.
Nancy, it appears that you're in early labor, and I think that would probably be advisable if we head on over to the Malden Hospital where we anticipate your forthcoming delivery.
Good. By the time Nancy gets to the car, her back bothers her so much she can't sit in the front seat and had to lie down in the back. Acupuncture is the only hope she has of getting through what's ahead without excruciating pain.
It's very uncomfortable on my back.
Okay, you tell me when you feel a sensation, electrical sensation.
Yes.
Still?
They didn't hurt at all. It feels just like a tingle. That was a definite tingle going down my thumb.
This one?
Yeah.
Excellent.
By placing the needles in the proper acupuncture points, Nancy becomes relaxed, and her back pains and contractions will become bearable.
At least 70% of that pain just went away. It anesthetized my spine, and it just calmed me down completely.
Dr. Zoll's assistant applies mild electricity to further stimulate the points.
When Stuart applied the electrical current, there was no pain. Left foot. When I was feeling too much of that tingly sensation, I would say too much in my left foot, too much in my right foot.
Birth contractions can last up to a minute and a half, a long time if you're in intense pain. But Nancy is unaware of most of her contractions.
I don't really feel a contraction now. Good. I was feeling about from 10 to 30 seconds of each contraction.
Is it over?
Yeah.
It's not over.
Between contractions, I was extremely relaxed and feeling similar to being on laughing gas at the dentist.
Nancy's really doing well in her labor thus far. Most patients would completely be out of control at this point.
After 3 hours in labor, Nancy's back begins to ache and she has to be turned on her side.
Roll her over. Roll her over.
And the time for her delivery draws closer.
Not yet. Get your stomach. Let it go. Let it go.
It's only during this brief period just before the end of her labor that Nancy feels intense pain.
It's killing me! All right.
Nancy and Tony want their baby to enter a quiet, dimly lit world. Our camera crew will have to turn out the lights just before the baby is born.
Okay, lights out.
Okay, that's it, guys.
But the sign on the board says it all. The baby weighed in at a hefty 9 pounds and 2 ounces.
It's a little boy, and it's Michael Anthony. He was Michael Anthony Longo. Nancy is feeling probably the best she's felt out of any of the pregnancies that she's had.
The acupuncture worked extremely well in alleviating both her back pain and the pain associated with her uterine contractions.
I think it went very well. I'm very excited.
I felt like I could have gotten off the delivery bed and danced or gone home. I felt great. After going through it, I would recommend it highly as an aid during labor.
Well, I'm standing in the birthing room where the wonderful event you just witnessed actually occurred, and we are happy to report that Nancy and her new son, Michael Anthony Longo, are doing just fine. He is adorable.
I would recommend this method to anyone because it really worked for me.
Well, thank you for sharing that very intimate moment in your life with us. See you later, Michael. And don't you go away. We'll come back with attorney Ken Herr, who's going to share some very important information. What to do if you're in an auto accident when Evening Magazine continues.